What's really good, my people? Welcome into No Catch Up Sports Talk via Chicago. I'm your host, Sean Little. Big Nick the Quick with me as always. The Natty went down last night. Kansas, North Carolina. Kansas Rock Chalk pulled it out. We're going to break down the national championship, what we saw, what we liked, the 15, 16-point comeback. It was up to 16 points at one point in the first half. Closed at 15 in the first half. Kansas came back, knocked it out. Our guy, Tiger Woods, is in Augusta. I got to tell man, listen, this is very smart from Tiger Woods. Stay locked with us. I'm going to tell you what I think about Tiger going to Augusta and then leaving out a carrot saying, hey, yeah, I might play, I might not. Stay tuned to find out. And then we're going to break down the NBA. Couple things to talk about. We're going to do a little NBA roundup, but there's always stuff to talk about in the association. KD came out and said he derailed the Nets season with his knee injury. Nothing to do with Kyrie, James, none of that. Stay locked with us. No Catch Up Sports Talk via Chicago. Let's go.
Now look at Mossy. Really? Oh, so that's how you're going to play it. You going to do this? Okay, fine. That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that. And it became personal with me.
Big Nick the Quick, what's good?
Rock chalk, baby.
Yo, shout out our guy Brett. He got another title. That's 2 national championships for Bill Self, man.
They're both gonna come back soon anyway. So enjoy them while you got them.
Oh, you saying the sanctions?
Yeah, they're getting sanctioned out the moon.
So what's up with that? I didn't read anything about that.
You know, when they show up on campus, they're there for like a couple years and they kind of do their thing. They're like the FBI. They're not gonna rush it. But I know they've been on Kansas campus for a couple of years now. Some dude yesterday
said
they're
not leaving without a case, huh?
Some dude tweeted yesterday, Kansas now has 4 national titles. That's just one shy of the major level 1 violations that are being sanctioned against them. But no, shout out to them.
It is, man.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I don't even care about that stuff.
I don't give a shit.
I could care less about if they have sanctions or any of that.
If they're paying players.
I hope they pay.
Everybody should be getting players. It's like blue chips, man. My man said he needs his dad needs a trailer and he needs that cash.
That's it.
That's
Straight
it.
Like that.
Straight like that. I'm not coming. Yeah. No, I think all that shit is bullshit, man. I think it's funny it's still even looked at, man. Like the NCAA, first off, is the most scandalous, exploitative.
Don't even get me started.
We just watched this tournament. I know we all enjoy it and all that, but let's not forget this is on the backs of kids who don't get money to play basketball. Finally, you throw them a bone and give them this NIL bread, but that's not NCAA money coming to them. That's not university money coming to them. That's them going out and getting their own deals based on who they are, which when you think about it, it's crazy that up until this year, these kids weren't allowed to make money off being themselves.
Yeah, no, that was and the NCAA reminded you that they didn't give a fuck about it either.
Yeah.
No, you can't make any money. We're gonna give you a free education, and we're gonna sign $1 billion TV rights. We already know the story, man.
Yeah, we're gonna run a tournament for a month with every single sponsor you could possibly imagine. Yeah. We got Samuel Jackson and Spike Lee. We got enough money for Samuel Jackson and Spike Lee, but we can't pay the kids.
100%. and we'll rub it in your face and let you know about it
every time.
But let's get to the game because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Kansas gets it done. What is it, 73-69?
72-69.
72-69.
Did you see
the line was Kansas -4?
Yeah.
So that was a big out of bounds play to close it. What were you gonna say?
Did you see what CJ posted? He had the final score at 74-60. Dog.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of those you're never gonna hit, but to be that close and not hit it, I'd probably be a little bit sick.
He was right there. He was about to hit it.
Like plus 23,000 or some shit.
If he bet like $3 to win 800 or something.
That would have been crazy.
Yeah. So, what'd you think of the game? Kansas went down. Kansas was getting bullied in the first half.
For sure.
They got bullied all over the place on the boards. They got outboarded 55-35.
I'd like to see what that number was in the first half versus the second half. Because obviously they rebounded a lot better in the second half. Man, I thought it was
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I thought it was a good game. Obviously, you know, the comeback win, you always like to see those. It was exciting. Like you said, first half, UNC, I love UNC's game plan, right? I bet you Kansas was going to that game thinking, hey, Baycott's hurt. You know what I mean? They're not going to be as tough as they are usually on the interior. We're going to be able to do some things. It was the exact opposite. I'm going to start off by saying Baycott's a warrior. Played the entire game, clearly was hurt. You like to say, put in a shift, grabbing rebounds, blocking shots, getting big inside, wasn't scared at all. And I thought in the first half, UNC just played bully ball. They just bullied them all around the court, got up big. Kansas couldn't do anything on offense. I don't know what their game plan was, but it wasn't working. They kept leaving Bacot in the one-on-one, and he was just punishing them. And it looked like UNC was just going to cruise to an easy victory if that's what the second half looked like. But then comes the second half. Kansas came out firing. Like, energy was completely different. I don't know what Self told them at halftime, but they came out in the second half. They were aggressive. They were firing. They're flying all over the place. They're getting to the cup. Mix that with, I don't know what UNC's game plan was in the second half. Like I said yesterday on a tweet, I love Hubert Davis, but the game plan in the second half was egregious. It was pretty much like, hey, let's just run around out there. We're up 15. As long as we don't blow this lead, we'll be national champions in 20 minutes. But there was just no semblance of offense there. Caleb Love, look, I understand he had a big tournament. I think my man was
5 of 24.
5 of 24 yesterday. The other guard was 5 of 17. Somehow Manic only has so those two guys have 41 shots, right? Somehow Manic only has 8 attempts in which he hit 6 of them. In the second half, I know he got his face rocked, but you completely go away from him in the second half and just let the guards run wild all the way up until that final possession where Caleb Love launches one of the worst. Like, that was Denzel Valentine level trying to be a hero buzzer beater. Like, there was 13 seconds left on the clock. He dribbles it out and just launches from 10 feet beyond the arc. Hubert Davis doesn't call a timeout.
Yeah, no, doesn't. That's what I thought. When they got this, bro, when you get the second, first of all, you just see Buddy Love, Caleb Love take a ridiculous shot. Yep. Then you get the rebound, and it's just frantic all over. Bang a timeout. There's 8 seconds left. Run a set, calm them down a little bit. Cam Johnson that just got
shout out Cam Johnson's brother. I'm watching the game. I'm like, hold on, bro. That dude has to be Cam Johnson's brother. I'm looking up. He's for sure Cam Johnson's brother.
Puff Johnson. Puff Johnson is throwing up 5 minutes ago. He's pulling up for 3. They could have used the timeout there to settle down.
They could have used a timeout plenty of times throughout that game. It's almost like, I don't know what he was doing. I don't know if he thinks the timeouts gain interest or something if you hold on to him by the end of the game.
He had
there was several points in the middle of the run that Kansas went on. Kansas went on what? Like, it was like a 23-2 run. North Carolina didn't score for the first 5 minutes of the second half. And I'm sitting there like, why is he sitting on these timeouts? Why is he not changing anything? Why is he letting these guards absolutely just – they were running – Caleb Love couldn't hit the side of a fucking barn yesterday.
He was missing layups.
Everything, and he just didn't do anything to change it. And Manic still not touching the ball. I don't get it.
To go back to Caleb Love, it was a little bit of the Duke game kind of came back to bite him, right? Mm-hmm. No fear. I'll take the shot. Give it to me. I'll do it. And then last night he was thinking about that to close the game. Tried to hit a hero jumper. Tried to get a statue outside of the Dean Dome.
Like, for real.
Like,
one Chapel Hill statue, like 100%. Like, I don't know. When he saw that, it was like, do you remember that Denzel clip where Stacey's like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, no. Like, no chance, bro. Come on.
You could have went and got an easy layup.
Easy. I don't know. And that's the thing.
There's 12 seconds, I think. Like 11.3 or something like
Everybody knows this. I don't understand. And you see it happen a lot where, like, you don't need the 3. Like, you don't need the 3. Go in there, get the easy 2, come back, foul, do whatever you got to do.
It's about what kind of look you get. Don't force a 3 with 12 seconds. It's unnecessary.
There's no reason.
And if you get a rebound, you can get a timeout. And like you
said,
a
timeout.
If I had to guess the amount of attempts Manic had in the second half, it wasn't more than 3.
He had 8 for the game, and he had 3. Yeah. He hit his 3 3-pointers. That was the big bet that everybody was rooting for yesterday. He hit his 3 3-pointers in the first half. So I think he only had 2 or 3 attempts.
Like 2 or 3 attempts in the second half.
I couldn't believe what I was watching, and he let it keep going. That was the thing. Like, it was like, hey, man, just stop the bleeding. Like, dog, these guards are running all over the place. Madden's one of your best players. He's a fifth-year senior. If anyone knows how to handle the moment, it's going to be a fifth-year senior. And he sees no action in the second half.
Yeah, they shot 32%, 21% from 3. So, yeah, it was a tough shooting night. I'll tell you this. I went to the Sweet 16 in Chicago. I saw Kansas live. I saw them play the Miami Hurricanes, and it was the exact same game. They started off hot. They went up 7-0 last night. They started off hot. Miami got really settled, started playing their game, getting up and down, having a lot of fun. They went down. I can't remember what they were down at half, but it was like maybe 5 or 6 points at half. And then Kansas came out in the second half and blew their doors off.
Yeah.
And that was the exact same thing that happened last night. They used the D to anchor. I don't know if I've ever seen a 15-point halftime lead evaporate that quickly.
It was quick.
I'm talking about 15 or 16 minutes left in the second half. They were down like 8.
It's a ball game.
And it felt like, oh shit. Like this game is like
Carolina was stuck on 40 points until like the 16-minute mark in second half. They could not score at all.
Yeah. So
and then you add that with and go ahead, my fault.
No, I was just shocked at how it felt like the momentum had swung 12, 13, 14 minutes in the second half. For a team that was just down 15 points, it seemed like I went to get a live line at like 11 minutes, and it was Kansas minus 3.5. And I was like, what?
This is crazy.
Like, how is that even what? Like they were just down 15. I'm thinking I'm gonna get like an even money or something. And they were and the books kind of knew the momentum had shifted and it was over. This is the big thing I want to ask you. Did you see any pros on the floor? Both sides. Any guys that you're like, oh yeah, this dude is gonna be playing every night for some squad, East, West, whatever. But an NBA guy, like, do you see McCormick going and making and being a force in the league? He's 6'10", 250. He asked for the ball last night. He was banging in the post, the guy for Kansas, to close out the game.
Yeah.
Is he a pro guy? I still can't figure out how Remy gets that shot off.
Hey, well, that's what I wanted to say real quick.
That flat-footed jumper he's pulling up with he's getting it off though.
Down
he
the
hit
stretch,
some big ass jumpers.
Down the stretch, Remy Martin was incredible.
Yeah,
I think he had 2 threes and then he had that drive to the back. He was
4 of 6
incredible.
from Trey.
He was incredible last night down the stretch.
Off
Last
the bench.
15 minutes of the game, he was fucking incredible. He hit every big shot that he needed them to hit. They did the rest. He came down, and finished. Hit every big shot that they needed to hit.
Corner jumpers.
Incredible. He was incredible down the stretch. Did I see any pros? I like that white boy off Kansas.
Braun?
Yeah, I guess he's
Braun,
a projected first rounder too. But yeah, he has an NBA type game. But not really, man. Not like you saw in some other games. Not like when you're watching like a Banchero, right? Like you watch Banchero, you're like, yes, this works next year. Like he walks into the league, he's gonna walk in the league and give you 15, right? Like just off waking up and showing up to the gym every day, especially when the game opens up a little bit for the NBA. Nah, not really, man. Maybe Baycott is like a second round rim running type big. Grab some rebounds. If you can grab rebounds, run the floor and block shots, there's a home for you in the NBA. But nah, man, nobody really jumped out, which is why I thought this game was interesting because everybody's in the race to get all the one and dones, right? Like, hey, let's get as many one and dones as we can.
Yeah.
And then while these are two obviously bluest of blue blood programs, they didn't really have the one and dones like that on these teams, right? And this is who makes it to the final. These are seniors and juniors and sophomores running these teams, and that's who makes it to the finals. So it's funny, yeah, you want NBA guys, grab your one and dones, but if you're trying to win some championships, same with like Villanova and those type things, you better grab some 2, 3, 4 year players, which I thought is interesting.
Yeah, the 2020 season there was no, tournament. Or there was no Final Four in the 2020.
There was the one year that it was canceled, and the next year they came back.
Yeah. So like that kind of throws a little wrench in the thing, right? Like it's you got people sticking around because of that, missing the full season. Then last year was the first full season back, no fans still, and then this is your first year with fans. But it's a little bit of both, right? You want the one and dones that are like the real deal, dude.
You're never gonna deny talent.
Right.
But it's like but the philosophy of taking 6 and 7 one and dones has that. Who's it won a title for other than Kentucky that year? I don't and maybe I don't know. I can't even remember. Yeah. I'm not plugged in to remember who's won, but I'm trying to go back in my head and I know like they're usually. I mean, Villanova's won twice. I don't even remember who won last year. Who won last year?
Baylor
had a bunch of upperclassmen.
Yeah, a bunch of upperclassmen.
Yep. So. But no, to answer your question about the pros, I saw guys that will play in the NBA, but no one that jumped out like, yeah, man, that's for sure a pro. Like, that's a pro.
Yeah. I thought Caleb Love had a bad game, but
a terrible game.
Stuff I saw throughout the tournament.
But
UCLA, he played really, really well. He had 30.
Yeah.
He played insane against Duke the night on Saturday. He's probably a pro. No one jumping off the screen like Jaden Ivey does for me at Purdue.
Yeah.
Where you're just looking at guys like, oh, yeah, this guy's a pro.
This
guy's a pro.
And with guys like Love, it's like, yo, you're not going to get 20 attempts in the league, so what else can you do? You know what I mean? And I think that's the problem with this flat-out scorers from college to the NBA. It's like, yo, man, like, yeah, you get all those shots at Chapel Hill, but you're not getting those in Charlotte. You know what
saying
I mean?
Unless you a marksman.
Yeah, you got to be one of those. Yeah, I mean, you got to be a guy who they're going to build an offense around like that. Like I mean, it's just like, who's my man's at Purdue? Bucket a couple years ago. Can't even see the floor for Boston. Light-skinned buddy. Carson Edwards.
Oh, Carson Edwards, yeah.
Bucket.
Yes, he was a walking bucket.
He was a bucket.
Yeah, he was a walking bucket. It's just different. The league is different.
League's a little bit different. But
that's what I wanted this because I was thinking, I'm looking like, do I see it? I would like to hear what Eder has to say about that because I was thinking about, I'm like, do I see any pros out here?
No.
And I didn't really see anybody that jumped off. A lot of good college guys, but no one that I think would make a super big impact coming off the bench. Shout out Puff Johnson, though. He came off with a spark.
Absolutely.
That really helped him. He almost carried him in the second half.
This isn't breaking news, but, you know, you and I, we don't watch a ton of college ball. So after spending the last month really, really, really locked into college ball, it goes without saying. But, again, the differences between the National Basketball Association and college basketball, they're clear, right? So for anybody who's like, oh, how come this guy is not a higher selection? How come this is that? Watch the NBA, then watch a college game, and it's two completely different worlds. And there's certain guys, there's guys in college who might be third, fourth options come to the league and bust your ass because the game is just a little bit different.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, but shout out Kansas, man. Great year. Also, you want to talk about pros?
Yeah.
I got to give respect. I saw some pros on Sunday night in South Carolina versus UConn. Shout out Dawn Staley for getting the second national championship for South Carolina.
Yeah.
She had the Louis Letterman on.
Yeah.
Louis Letterman on the sideline. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Dog, I didn't realize Auriemma was 11-0 in title games, which has to be one of the craziest stats I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah, that is crazy. Apparently, everybody knew that South Carolina was going to get this one. We missed the bet. It was -4. They were running their ass off the floor.
They're running their ass off the floor. South Carolina, some dogs, bro. I watched. Yeah. Oh my God, Leah Boston, dog.
They was running their ass off the floor.
Some dogs. South Carolina plays different.
Yeah, they were running their ass off the floor.
UConn was trying to do some cute shit. South Carolina was out there just like, nah, we're out here making it happen. The guard, Henderson, Destiny Henderson.
Yeah, she had like 22 or 23
26,
or something like that.
She had 26.
She was going crazy.
Going crazy. Couldn't do nothing
on.
with her. So I went and checked out her Instagram. She's NIL'd up for sure, man. She got deals with everybody. So shout out her. Shout out South Carolina for sure. I want to get that in there though. But yeah, man.
Hey, let's close out
Kansas.
Let's close. Yeah, good for Kansas. Good for South Carolina women's hoops as well. Shout out. Yeah, both programs for getting the chip. We got to close the segment with your boy Mark Emmert. Did you catch this?
No, that guy's a fucking clown.
Hold on. Listen to this.
Trophy presentation?
This is Mark. Yeah, this is Mark Emmert trophy presentation. Listen to what he says. Let me turn the volume up for everybody.
Fan base has been extraordinary. We're so excited for you. And here to present the trophy is the head of the basketball committee, Tom Burnett, to Coach Self and the Kansas City Jayhawks, the University of Kansas Jayhawks.
Kansas City Jayhawks.
The Kansas City Jayhawks, man.
Yeah. I don't even know.
Like, what is unbelievable? You run the NCAA?
It's because he's taken in so many flights to Kansas City to investigate them boys. He just puts it all together. He got a crib over there. All right, Bill, I'll see you on Tuesday.
Kansas City Jayhawks?
Yeah, that's terrible.
Then he says the University of Kansas is Kansas University.
It's KU.
He just smoked. It's KU. He smoked the whole. I mean, like, this is not even a difficult school. This is one of your blue chip basketball programs.
Oh, did you?
The University of Kansas City University,
Jayhawks.
Kansas City Jayhawks. Come on, dog.
Well, we know Mark Emmert's a clown.
Give me a break.
Well, this is like on Sunday night. I don't know if you saw the trophy presentation for South Carolina, but Holly Rowe. So the Leah Boston is on South Carolina, and then there's a Leah Jeffries or something on UConn. And when Holly Rowe was interviewing her, she called her a Leah Jeffries, and which is an honest mistake.
But that's
the team came down on her like, it's a Leah Boston. You're talking to a Leah Boston. Like all the team was like, yo. And then afterwards, old girl was like real chilly towards her, like, yeah, ooh, like ooh. But it's like, at the same time, it's like, hey man, you can't fuck that up. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like you can't fuck that up. You can't 100%. Call somebody else's name. You can't call it the Kansas City Jayhawks. But Mark Emmert's a clown, man. He already knows. But
come on, bro. The Kansas City Jayhawks.
Yeah,
I never that's a bad one.
Yep.
Kansas City Jayhawks. Come on, man. And yo, did you see that? You saw that tweet from when I went to the Sweet 16 and they were charging $12.75 for a cookie?
No, that's wild though.
Yo, hold on. Let me find
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yo, is that some type of joke?
That's not. Hey man, but there's not enough money for the players.
Is that some type of joke?
These people have been running the biggest racket in the United States of America for years, unchecked.
Stealing people, robbing people in broad daylight.
Left and right, unchecked.
It's crazy.
Unchecked, bro. Unchecked. But there's not enough money.
Yo, if anybody's wondering what I'm talking about, go on my Twitter, scroll down a little bit, go to the media. I went to the Sweet 16, I guess that's 2 weeks ago. The NCAA was selling a cookie for $12.75. It was unbelievable. They were spitting in my face as I was trying to get at the concession stand.
And some dude or some girl who's taking their kids to the game, and they
the
got
kid
two
wants
kids.
a cookie.
They got two kids. Now that's why you gotta think, right? It's not just the one kid.
Yeah,
it's the two kids that'll get you. And I need a cookie. Next thing you know, my man is out $26 for two cookies, and he just want to go take his kids to the game. Like that shit's crazy, bro.
And my man Jabari in the comments said that better be an edible for $12.75.
Oh, real talk. You get edibles for cheaper.
50 milli.
They better give me 1,000 milligrams in that joint. Nigga, I better wake up on fucking Thursday. $12.75. Yeah.
Shout out Jabari, man. I appreciate it.
They still not sell alcohol, or since it was at United Center, were they able to sell alcohol?
Oh yeah, I was drinking.
Okay, because I know when it's at a college arena or something like that, they can't sell alcohol. But if it's at a pro arena where alcohol is served, they can.
I think that's the other racket. They're like, oh yeah, you think for the NCAA tournament we're not gonna sell booze?
No, we need that
money.
We'll
figure out a way to sell it.
We need that money.
Booze,
free education.
Cut the shit.
Free education. These people are incredible.
Cut the
it's
shit.
Again, man, just like when we were talking about the national championship, you enjoy it, but you feel dirty. Is that the point where I start to feel dirty after watching college ball?
Yeah.
But at least with the NIL, it's better. But remember Shabazz Napier was like, yeah, I can't eat at night?
Yeah, they were talking about or what? Was that Shabazz that someone got in trouble for an all-you-can-eat buffet? They had went and got seconds or something? Or it was something crazy.
I know you can't take food off of you can't take the food out of the remember my roommate was playing at ASU and he was like, yeah, I can't take food out of the cafeteria. But the cafeteria closes at X amount of, at whatever time it is. So if I have a class, I can't eat. That was the Shabazz Napier thing. It's like I have a class that ends at 8:30 and our food service stops at 8.
Yeah, it was something crazy.
But I'm out here winning titles for y'all, but I can't eat.
Yeah, exactly. It was something crazy.
Fucking crooks.
But
so you gotta leave and go get your money, man. Leave and get your money. Fuck these
and
people.
hold out.
And hold out.
Leave and hold out.
I was about to tweet at halftime. Hubert Davis should hold out. Hey, excuse me. Out. Hey, I'm not coming back second half unless you look at this deal.
Facts. I'm up 15.
Bill makes it come. Yeah, I'm up 15. I'm up 15. You want Sean May to coach the rest of this game?
I'm up 15. I need a new deal.
I need a new deal right now. This is fucking crazy.
Email me this shit right now.
Hey, get Rich Paul on the phone. My shit don't look right.
DocuSign. I'm signing my shit at half, dog.
Why is Bill Self making more money than me? I'm busting his motherfucking ass right now.
I need the extension right now. DocuSign.
Like I said,
need it all.
Hold out. Joe Burrow, if you're listening, man, don't show up to camp.
That's funny stuff, bro.
Don't show up.
All right, let's move over. Augusta National Masters Week. Tiger Woods is in the building. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you off top right now.
Which means one thing.
Tiger Woods did not load up the private jet with his clubs and his outfits and his, now he wearing foot joys. I guess
he got the foot joys.
His feet. That's a problem over at the Nike campus. Tiger Woods did not load up all his stuff onto the private jet, fly to Augusta, Georgia.
With these gas prices.
With these gas prices to play a couple of practice rounds and get a couple of drives off at Augusta to pack it up on Wednesday and go back home. Right. Tiger Woods does not work like that. Y'all are getting bamboozled. Tiger Woods will be teeing up on Thursday. I don't care what he says, what anybody else says. Tiger Woods is playing the Masters in 2022. That's it. And it's actually genius from Tiger, because if he goes out and he's piss poor bad, he says, I was a late ad, man. I'm just trying to get back right. I just got in a car accident. I can barely walk the course. He even has it now where he could be in the second round and be like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take off.
I'm good.
It's genius from Tiger Woods. Yeah. And then if he goes out and he's shooting 7-8 under par first two rounds, now it's an unbelievable story, another comeback story for Tiger Woods. It's a genius play from a game time decision. You fucking already flew over here. What are we talking about?
I love that's the phrase they use. It's a game time decision, like this is a fucking NFL game.
Like it's a Tuesday in Minnesota. Yeah, he's questionable, probable.
Doubtful. Tiger's been upgraded to probable. For Tuesday.
Yeah, like this is He's telling us this is a Wednesday.
I agree. Come on. I agree 100. First off, I agree 100%. When they started saying it's a possibility he's going to play, I was like, okay, he wouldn't float that out there unless he's 99% there, right? Now he's going to go down there. He's going to walk the course. Augusta's a little bit different as far as moving around that course. So he's got to get a feel for it. He's got to get his legs under him a little bit.
For it.
Right. No. Not like that. Yeah,
25
I mean, more just for feel, just walking the court. I'm saying, look, I'm agreeing with you. He was playing. He just had to get down there, walk around. It's all good. But he wouldn't be floating all that shit if he wasn't playing. And to your point, he's not loading up the jet. He's not bringing Team Tiger down there with him. He's got his trainers. He's not disrupting everybody's day for him to shoot a couple practice rounds and decide he's not going to do it.
And then, all right, guys, I'm going to go home.
He's 100% starting the tournament on Thursday.
Unless he somehow wanted to, just kick it with the guys and enjoy the champions dinner.
No.
Well, that's after the tournament, isn't it?
And Russillo was talking about this on the pod yesterday. He was like, look, Augusta's the perfect place to do it because as high profile as it is, it's the place where he's most protected. It's its own little cocoon. It's its own little environment that he's comfortable in. They're going to take care of him, right? He knows them. They know him. He knows the grounds. He said when you walk in there, you're kind of in your own – we have to go. You're kind of in your own little cocoon there and like you're completely protected, and Tiger's going to feel safe. He's going to feel comfortable there. He's not got to deal with a bunch of bullshit. You know what I mean? And that's kind of his happy place. So if he's ready to go, right? If the rehab is complete and he feels good and he's off the pills and whatnot, then he's ready to go. Let's do it. Yeah, there's no chance he flew out to Augusta, Georgia for no reason. He's playing.
100%.
Yeah.
So that's the whole story for me. You don't go. You listen. If he couldn't walk at 18 and couldn't do all that, he could have told you that from Florida, Jupiter.
100%. Yeah, Jupiter. He's got a course in the backyard.
I'm
hey,
good.
man. Yeah.
I'll see y'all next year. I'll see y'all at the Open, whatever. Like, come on, man.
They said someone said they saw Tiger. He was running upstairs, moving, no problem.
They said Freddie Couples yesterday said he looked phenomenal.
Looked phenomenal
in the practice round. Freddie, and Justin Thomas played a practice round yesterday. He said he looked phenomenal.
Looks great.
Look,
man, we know what this is, man.
It's such a genius play from Tiger.
For sure.
He's literally now made it where he could be playing bad in the second round, and he could be like, "Yeah, I got to head out. My leg is."
And then the narrative is, Tiger really gutted it out there for a round and a half, and 100%. That's how much he loves the game. He's so dedicated to coming back, and
he just couldn't bear the pain. He's in too much pain. I got to go. It's genius. Because if he would have always been playing, say like 3 weeks ago, he's like, "Yeah, I'm playing the Masters." People are like, "Oh, he's ready to go." People are betting on him. They're going to expect him to show up and play good ball. This game time decision nonsense is just perfect.
Yep,
it's perfect.
Love it. Smart, man. Tiger's out here playing. He's out here playing chess. He's not game time decision. This decision was made. Yeah. And like you said, he can walk it back with no problem.
No
he goes
problem.
out there. We could play one hole and be like, and people are still, hey, Tucker got it out, man. He showed up here, again, he got out the bed. Like, 100%. Yeah, he's fine, man. So I'm with it. Let's go. Lock in.
Let me ask you this: is the Masters on your list
of places to go?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, where is it at? Like, on checking out the map. Is it like a Super Bowl for? Like, where is it? Like, where does it Augusta rank?
I'd probably rather go to Augusta than a Super Bowl, for being completely honest.
Really?
Yeah. It's more. It's the experience. I feel like I'd have a better overall experience from Augusta, and I feel it's more exclusive than going to a Super Bowl. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah, I think.
I guess it is more
for me,
exclusive.
The history, and all that. Like, unless the Super Bowl was somewhere like. I'd rather go to Augusta. And obviously, I like football way more than golf. But I think just being in Augusta, it's something that I'd probably be able to, for lack of a better term, like hold with me longer than going to a football game. I've never, we went to Conway and I thought that shit was fun.
Well, let me ask you this. What about, yeah, that shit was a lot of fun. What about when, I feel like I would have to catch Tiger there. I wouldn't even want to go if he wasn't there.
I wouldn't care. I just want to be in Augusta.
And eat the dollar hot dog,
the pimento
cheese.
Well, apparently beers are only $4 too.
I bet you that food is very overrated.
It's trash. Yeah, it's a pimento cheese sandwich.
It's it's such a.
But you can't bring.
I might maybe I'll take us, Nick. Maybe I'll cash in a major favor from one of my old CBS dudes, and I'll tell him like, "Yo, in 2025, I need Masters tickets."
My pops went.
I'm giving you a 3-year head start, bro. Like,
well, then you got to get the gear because you can only get the gear there.
Yeah, I got some gear that I sold it on eBay.
My dad had the chairs. My dad had the chairs. I don't know what he did with them. He had 2 Masters chairs. I don't know if he still has them or not.
Yeah,
he definitely has a couple pullovers and shit though too.
What about a Final Four? I've been to a Final Four. That shit.
I've been to the tournament so many times in my life. I've never been to a Final Four, but I've been
Final Four,
yeah. Nah.
What year did I go to? I went to Houston, NRG Stadium. I actually saw North Carolina. Who was it? Oh, I saw Buddy Hield get his doors blown off. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, remember when Oklahoma got smoked?
Yeah.
What year was that? Look that up for me. I think that's Final Four. I think it's 2017, 16.
Yeah, 16, I think.
But yo,
I'll say this though.
Go ahead.
But I've been. I mean, my dad and I used to go to the tournament all the time. We either go to the opening weekend or we go to the second weekend, right?
Yeah.
That to me was better than I haven't been to a Final Four, but like the overload of basketball that you experience in that shit and just how much fun it is. Like, it's a dope trip to take with the fellas or the people or whatever. And like, I mean, the first day you watch 4 games in one day, you know what I mean? Because they're broken down in sessions. So like that to me was super dope as far as the experience goes. But I'd want to go to a Final Four, but college is really, I mean, yeah, I'm more the experience, man. Like Wimbledon. I want to do Wimbledon. I want to do Augusta. I want to do Monaco. I want to do like the traditional, like, you know, I want to do the fucking Kentucky Derby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think going to more of like one of what I call them like the off sports for me would be more than going to like any football game, any basketball game, any baseball game.
So the Super Bowl is like, you could care less.
I could care less, to be honest with you. If I die and never go to a Super Bowl, it's not gonna be something that really fucking bothers me. I actually don't. Let me phrase this right. I would love to go to a Super Bowl, but it's not something that I'm going out of my way to do.
You're not paying your hard-earned top dollar cash.
No. If I'm spending that kind of cash, I'd again rather go somewhere where like it's a crazy ass experience. Like take me to the fucking running of the bulls in Spain or some shit. You know what I mean? Like shit like that where it's like, yo, I was there. It's like, I've been to Super Bowl. It's like, oh, cool. It's like, no, I was at fucking Augusta. You know, I was at Wimbledon. I saw fucking, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Wimbledon is definitely on my
list. Wimbledon is way up there for me.
Yeah, way up there. That's
way up there.
That's an easy one too, man.
I don't think it's
We could, because I mean, like, I'm not saying we're gonna catch the final, but we could get up there and catch. Like a weekend, you know, quarterfinal. It shouldn't be that crazy. You know what I'm saying?
There's some other shit I know I'm not even thinking of, but it'd be something like that where it's more of like Monaco, like we've been talking about hitting these Formula One races. Like I'd rather spend my money on that.
Honestly, bro, I don't know if I mean, we make a little bit of money, right? We don't make a lot of money. But I've never been at an event where I'm like out of place. I feel like I would get to Monaco and we would be like,
oh no, we don't have the bread.
like we just like really, really couldn't hang in there.
It's like going to the club with no table.
Yeah, there's
You're a
not,
regular dude.
there's not many events where
That's true.
I've been to where I'm like, I'm prepared when I get there, right? Like, okay, I know I'm gonna have to spend this and this amount of money.
Yeah.
We'll get in there, we'll do our thing. We spent the couple G's, and then we go home, right?
Can't afford Monaco.
Like, I don't know if we can afford Monaco. Like, I don't even know. Like, we would have to cash in some crazy favors.
There
or
probably
have a
isn't regular
plug.
people shit to do out there.
Yeah, like
they're like the bar, like it's all overran by.
like I mean,
that's a good point. But
I don't know that for fact, but I'm just guessing.
We know that for a fact.
But there's like what's an example of like what I'm trying to explain? For example, in New Orleans at the Final Four, there was some super upper class shit you could get into, and you could also take your ass down the street and drink $6 Miller Lights on the street, right?
Yes, and have a great grand old time.
I don't know if there's like a section like that.
There's no dive bar in Monaco.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? Like you would just kind of be out there. I don't even know. I don't know.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, Monaco probably wouldn't, and the race isn't that exciting, so that probably wouldn't be the one that I'd want to go to. But again, like an F1, like that Vegas shit, forget about it.
Like even
Miami.
No, I just tweaked.
Like
even the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
You go sit in the infield with all like the regular motherfuckers.
Exactly. Right, you're not gonna be there with Brady in that.
Right. Like you could go do some.
That. Yeah, for sure.
You could go do some really wild, exclusive, super expensive shit where like all the rich, famous people are at. And then you could also go with the regular folks and like kick it in your shit.
That's a good point. I don't think you can find lodging in Monaco for
like that's what I'm saying.
Like, I wouldn't be able to afford it. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to afford it.
Yeah, like so.
Good call. Is there anything else like that? Where it's like, this is too rich for us.
This is just like the most exclusive shit ever.
Just like, it's too rich.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think so. Yeah. Like, I think if we like planned it out a year out, like we could get the money together to go do whatever.
Oh,
I don't know if we could do that one.
I already know, and I know where I really want to go. Is European football matches. I have my list of the stadiums that I need to hit. I need to hit Tottenham Hotspur. I need to hit Barcelona's joint, Madrid's joint. I need to hit.
Been to both of those.
The Bernabeu and the Camp Nou.
The Camp Nou.
Yeah, I need to hit all those joints. I need to hit Wembley. You know what I mean? Yeah. I really want to hit Tottenham shit, not because I'm a fan, just because stadium looks crazy.
It's new. Yeah,
you been there?
Packers are going there.
Yeah, it's the NFL's preferred. They have an NFL locker room in the stadium.
Yeah, they not messed. Yeah, they're trying to get a squad.
Yeah, they need to get a squad.
I feel it. So yeah, that's I feel that.
Oh, by the way,
Final Four is cool. Go ahead.
Crystal Palace.
Yeah, they Wilfred Zaha beat up on my boys yesterday. He's nice. We were trying to get him for a long time too. Shout out. Hey, Arsenal still there. They still right there. It was a bad loss though.
Tied,
especially with United losing. We could have at least picked up a point or two. But shout out Danny Polska, my guy. What up, baby? But yeah, that was.
I'd want to go to like a Champions League final. That shit would be dope.
Champions League final would be sick.
That shit would be dope.
World
Cup for sure.
I think we're gonna get the World Cup in the States. I think it's already locked in 2026.
LA, right?
It's gonna be all over the place.
Yeah, but yeah.
I don't know the details.
Would we get a satellite game then in one of the games?
Chicago?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we got to wait and see. But I'm gonna tell you this really quick before we move off to the NBA. The thing about the Sweet 16 is you get 2 games. Mm-hmm. Think about the Final Fours, you get 2 games. The Elite 8, you only get 1. Championship, you only get 1. But that weekend, like that's why the Sweet 16 was cool because you got 2 full basketball games. Yeah. I sat down at 5 and I left at like 10:45, and it was all hoops the whole time, and they were 2 fun games. So.
I can watch basketball for 24 hours a day. So yeah, sign me up for any.
Make sure you at least go check out a Sweet 16 or something.
Go to the opening round. Go to the opening round with your people and make a whole thing out of it, man. I'm trying to tell you. Yeah. It was fun as hell.
Yeah, exactly.
So. I saw Andrew Bogut warm up. It was the best basketball player I've ever seen in my life.
Utah.
He was going to go number 1, yeah.
Utah, Andrew Bogut.
Saw D-Wade and Marquette, all them boys.
Okay, yeah, that's what's up. So you saw Shout out Terry.
Yeah, I saw Terry. Yeah,
You saw Terry and didn't know it.
I'm a big Terry. Big Terry. Hey, I gotta get Terry on so you and him can talk about Chris Middleton.
Oh man,
And
please
yeah,
don't.
that's your man.
I don't feel like don't ruin my afternoon. Please. All right, let's move over to the NBA. A little NBA roundup. We were talking about this the other night. Me and Nick.
Whole thing is crazy.
Joel Embiid is apparently no chance he can win the MVP in a week.
Which has changed in 7 days.
So there's that.
What were we? So when we recorded last Tuesday, Joel Embiid was minus 120 to win the MVP.
It was like minus 160 or something like that.
Now he is plus 240 or something.
Something crazy. Like he has no chance.
No chance. Yeah. Which and I was on here last week like, nah, man, when the odds are like this late, there's no way it's gonna flip. Like we know. We've been watching this type of shit for years. He's minus 160 this late in the game. Nothing can happen. Nothing can happen. Shows what I know.
It's the same thing that happened to me in the NFL with Brady and Rodgers. I had my Brady ticket. It got shredded up in a week. And yeah, man. I mean, listen, Joe.
Do you think that some of these gambling anomalies like this, though, are because it's just become such a mainstream thing that money's just flying all over the place? And like, would this have happened 3 years ago?
You know what? No, but I'm gonna tell you this. Like, I think Vegas only knows so much. Like, it's human beings are voting on the MVP, right? So they're asking people around. They're using their sources, but like they know as much as they get. Yeah, they know as much as they get. They only know as much as the information they can get their hands on.
Right. It's not like someone's coming like, hey,
it's not like, hey, Embiid. They're just trying to get information just like us, right?
Right.
So when that information came out about Jokic and the media, and basically the media was like, yeah, I'm voting for Jokic.
Yeah.
They were like, oh shit, we better adjust this. And I'm sure some money came in on Jokic
I was gonna say, do you think did the money change it, or did they change it when they read that?
I'm sure it was a little bit of both.
Like, it was going to change regardless in the money.
Yeah, like, oh, maybe this number shouldn't be what it is.
And we're exposed now.
Yeah, and we're exposed now. So, yeah, you never know. Like, just like when guys get information before the books and get a number about a guy being out. Like, it's just information. That's all it is that's coming through and moving these numbers. It's information. The information comes first, then usually the money comes second, and then you're like, oh, shit. Like, let me go ahead and move this stuff around. So, yeah, man, it's always just an information game. But that said, where are you at? Let me ask you this. I saw Nick Wright came out and said he thinks the Mavericks are going to win the West. He said Luka's too locked in right now, and he has been playing out of his mind. His last week numbers are insane.
Luka's playing crazy.
But what do you know? He gets in shape, and all of a sudden he's a killer. It's the same fucking shit we talk about.
Yeah, just show up for the
show up like this, and he's the MVP.
And to me, I couldn't vote for him for MVP because I just don't believe you could punt on the first half. Like, at some point, you got to have a professional responsibility, and the team wasn't playing well when he was out of shape like that. So to me, while he should be in that conversation, he couldn't get an MVP vote for me.
Yeah. So I'm trying to find the numbers. They just posted them, but anyway. He's going crazy. Do they have any chance to win the West? And of course, Phoenix stumbled a little bit. They lost to Memphis without anybody.
God forbid Phoenix loses a game.
And then they lost to Oklahoma.
And 16.
And then they lost to the Thunder the other night. But yeah, any thoughts on that take from Nick Wright on the Mavs?
I don't think that they can win the West. I think they can give people problems, and I think that if they match up with Dallas and Denver in the first round series, they're gonna be fucking awesome. As far as the Luka versus Jokic of it all, right? But I don't think that team is built to win an NBA championship right now. Like, I don't think. I'm gonna keep saying it. I can't see, barring injury, which is a real possibility. It happened to them last year, and they still made it to the finals. I can't see anybody beating Phoenix. I just can't see it. And I know people are still on this Warriors thing, which I fully. Look, man, we love the Warriors. We love Steph. It's great to see Clay back. I don't know what games y'all are watching that makes people still believe the Warriors are like this legit of a contender. They have a lot of issues. They have some major problems. They have a whole bunch of question marks. Everything with the Warriors is kind of if this happens, if that happens, if this guy's healthy, if this guy gets back into form. Whereas Phoenix, And the same thing with Milwaukee, there's no question marks with these two teams. That's why I think we were on a collision course of Phoenix versus Milwaukee again. These are the two teams that know exactly what they are, know exactly who they are. They're deep. They have no question marks. There's nothing you need to work in. There's nothing you need to figure out. Everybody else is like, we're trying to figure this out, right? With the exception of maybe Memphis, but you still got to work Ja back in there, right? But everybody else,
yeah,
like,
which is I know
hey, Boston. We love Boston, but it's like, hey, for 5 years we've watched these guys flame out and not be able to play together when it matters. So it's just like,
and then they lose Time Lord,
and then they lose Time Lord, which is a massive injury when you got to deal with Giannis and you got to deal with Embiid. You know what I mean? Like, you got to deal with size in the East. You understand me? Like, so yeah, you lose Time Lord. You understand me?
You understand?
You understand?
You understand?
Ooh, be quiet. But shout out Juvie. But yeah, you gotta. Everybody else has issues, whereas Phoenix and Milwaukee, and really Phoenix. Look, man, this is the best team in the West. There's nobody coming out the West that's not the Phoenix Suns. You cannot convince me otherwise. They've been hot all year. They haven't had any bad stretches of play in 2 years now, right? And so I think that's that, man. But I think that Dallas can make things interesting. I think Denver can make things interesting. I think Minnesota could make a couple games interesting. They're not going to win a series, but it's going to be a fun playoffs. That's what it all boils down to. But it's still going to end up Phoenix versus Milwaukee. Yeah. You can't convince me any other way that can be the championship.
Yeah.
Especially from what I've seen from Philly, from Brooklyn. Like, these teams aren't consistent.
They have question marks, and Milwaukee and Phoenix don't have any, from what I can see.
And playoff Giannis is real. When he locks in.
I just was in Brooklyn last week, and I was at the game Nets Bucks. Giannis scored 44, hit a step back 3 to go to overtime, and I was on the Nets. He killed me. There was a stretch in the first half where he had 5 or 6 dunks where he was just dunking everything.
Yeah.
He is like
he's unguardable.
He's a real sight to see.
In person, he's different, dude.
It's really like that.
I told you, I put on my list. He's easily top 3 most impressive physical specimens I've seen in a live sporting event.
Like, it's for real.
And he's massive.
Yeah,
he's legitimately 7 feet tall. He's fucking huge. His arm is like massive. He's jacked. Like, yeah, guy's a freaking, he's a crazy.
Yeah,
like Luka, man. Luka, call up Giannis and get on that plan.
Facts. 100%. All right, let me move over to the Nets in Brooklyn and KD.
Do you think Dallas can make a? Yeah, I mean, what do you think?
No, because I think well, listen, there is a difference with Dinwiddie.
That was a great.
I can't believe that shit's. I can't believe how well that shit's working. It's working incredibly. Brunson's still getting his minutes.
Yeah,
Dinwiddie's getting a lot of pressure off of Luka when necessary.
Bertans
I just don't. Shoot. You know what it is? I don't really trust Finney Smith. I love Reggie Bullock.
Yeah,
Trigger man.
Reggie
Get
with
the strap out, Reggie Trigger Man Bullock. I don't trust those guys, and really, I don't trust those guys in the Western Conference.
Who's their second best player?
Dinwiddie.
Exactly. So
that's
And then Brunson, and it's like these guys are good, but it's like, yeah, that's your second best. They probably don't have enough.
Yeah.
Unless you put together a stretch of basketball from Luka Doncic, which he's capable of, that's out of this world. I'm talking about 40 a night, going out there just putting on epic performances night after night after night, but they still might not have enough.
And they slow it where they're playing 105, 100 games.
Yeah, don't get any further.
Like, it's one of those things where the only way they have a shot is if Luka grinds people to a pulp and then gets a bucket at the end of the shot clock or a 3 at the end of the shot clock, and the game is running at a snail's pace when teams like Milwaukee, like, Giannis wants to get out and run. If like what he did the other night, he just grinded him out. He just slowed the game up. Yeah. In the fourth quarter, it's actually a sight to see.
Well, Budenholzer also didn't adjust anything.
Well, come on.
Van Gundy was about to have a heart attack.
Say what Budenholzer was on his way out the door.
Very much so. Up until about a week before they won.
Yes.
If they didn't win, he was on his way out the door.
Went down 0-2. He was damn near. He was basically fine.
He's calling his wife like, hey.
Yeah.
I heard the market's hot, so go ahead.
They went down 0-2 in the Eastern Conference Finals, and he was basically packing up his stuff.
Yes.
So that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, I mean, he would have to play out of his mind, and they would have to slow the pace, which they want to do anyway, to where Dwight Powell and those guys were making like a big impact. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
Right now they're matched up with Utah. Which
you want to talk about them for a second? Oh yeah, let's actually talk about that.
Do we have that stat?
We were talking about we don't even need to go pull the stat up, but let's talk about the Utah Jazz. Stat came out on Twitter recently, last couple days, that forget about assists. Donovan Mitchell is only passing. Yeah, go ahead, give it to us.
So Joe Ingles has passed the ball to Rudy Gobert 174 times this season. Donovan Mitchell has passed the ball to Rudy Gobert 151 times this year. Joe Ingles tore his ACL over 2 months ago. And so for some context, Booker has passed to DeAndre Ayton 361 times. Tatum has passed to Robert Williams 228 times.
Time Lord.
Trey has assisted Clint Capella 152 times on 472 passes. Donovan Mitchell has passed the ball to Rudy Gobert 151 times this year.
He won't. He's passing him the ball 2 times a game.
The writing is not even on the wall. The writing is fucking forged into the wall. That shit is spray painted onto the wall. That shit is all over the place for you. Permanent marker. Whatever you want it, it's right there for you. It's been there for years. Donovan Mitchell does not like this guy. And obviously
he won't even pass him the ball.
He won't pass him the ball.
He hates this guy.
He froze out his own teammate.
He hates this guy.
Hates him. And there's every couple months there's a report that Mitchell and Gobert still don't get along. They don't get along. And it's like, yo, y'all already got me playing in Utah where I don't want to be. I'm from New York. You understand?
Yeah.
Y'all already got me out here. We already have great regular seasons and flame out in the playoffs every year. Right? You got me playing with this dude who I do not like. He cries when he doesn't make the All-Star team. He gave me COVID. He fucks around, touches all the mics. He's a fucking clown. We pay him $40 million to score 12 points. He got abused by Terrence Mann last year in the playoffs. I'm not passing the guy this ball, and I don't want to be here. It's either him or me, and I prefer it be me. Get me out of here. Get me to New York right now, ASAP. I need to be a Knick.
Straight like that.
Donovan Mitchell will request a trade because who is taking $40 million to Rudy Gobert? Nobody. Donovan Mitchell's going to request a trade. I've been saying it for a year and a half. He's pre-traded, especially when he's pre-traded.
Pre-traded. He packaged up already.
He's already ready.
Pre-traded.
Because look, he's not going to do it during the season, but we all know, as soon as Utah flames out in the playoffs, which we know they will this year. If any team is primed for flaming out, it's the Utah Jazz. As soon as it happens, those rumblings will start right after. He's just waiting. It's a bad look right now. He's a nice kid. It's a bad look right now, but as soon as they flame out, as soon as Dallas sweeps them, he's like, yeah, I need to get the fuck up out of here. This isn't for me. I don't like it. That's it, man. Hey, that's that.
Simple, too.
Simple. It's really straightforward.
It's not working.
And you don't hear all this shit. There's smoke, there's fire, and this shit is fucking suffocating. The amount of smoke that's coming from out there.
But it's one of those things, too, where this is one where he's been there, 5 years?
Mitchell?
Yeah. 4 years. So it's not one of those things where it's like some James Harden type shit where he's like, I actually rather get out of here.
I've been here a week and I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, exactly.
James already not feeling Brooklyn or feeling Philly.
Feeling Philly. He's been putting in a shift there. He's been doing his thing there for a while. Jordan Clarkson will probably help impact so he can get up some more jumpers. Jordan Clarkson might take 50 shots.
Jordan Hot Potato Clarkson is one of my. I love that guy, man.
Shout out Jordan Clarkson.
See ball, shoot ball.
And he's one of the best dressers in the league. I rock with Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah, absolutely. Way
fuck
better.
with Jordan
Kyle
Clarkson tough.
Kuzma needs to take some notes from Jordan Clarkson. Kuzma will be wearing whatever the
I
fuck.
like Kuz because he pushes it, man. He doesn't
Yeah,
care
he's
what
not pushing it
everybody's
too
going to
far.
say.
Yeah, I seen that little baby shit you posted yesterday. And I
Come
was
on,
the
man.
floor.
Shit is despicable, bro. I was like disgusted. I didn't even laugh.
Usually little baby shit is decent too.
Bro,
like that shit
I was
wild.
like disgusted.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Sir.
All right, let's close it out. Let's talk a little Katie and the Nets. We have Ramadan Kyrie is out here on the floor. He's been playing
Ramadan Kyrie.
better. Ramadan Kyrie.
Is he fasting?
Yeah. He's
I didn't know he was okay.
Yeah,
I never know with him, man.
He's been eating pineapples and stuff on the bench. Like, yeah, he's
child of God.
Yeah, exactly. He's locked in. So, and I saw Drew Holiday lock his ass up to close the game the other night in Brooklyn. Nets Bucks. That was an unbelievable game.
Drew Holiday's really good.
I want to ask you this. Kevin Durant came out and said, and I quote Kevin Durant, "To be honest, I feel like our season was derailed by my injury," he said after Monday's practice. So I'm not looking at it like we're just not a good basketball team. It's like there wasn't a lot of continuity with me and Kyrie out of the lineup. That's just what it is. When we're all on the floor together, I like what we got. Thoughts?
Well, they're never on the floor all together. I know they have been the last few games since the mandate's been lifted, but that yeah, sure, of course, that's not false, but it's not the only reason. There was multiple reasons. Number one, yeah, KD was hurt. Number two, Kyrie couldn't play for the first half of the year. Then when the shit got desperate because of COVID, they activated him. He could only play in away games. Then at the same time, James decided he didn't want to be there. And then you traded for James for a guy who will not play basketball this year. So all those things matter. Yeah, you have not had a chance to develop any continuity. You guys don't know how to play together. You are still trying to figure it out. You are still expecting a ton from role guys who shouldn't be playing as big a role. Bruce Brown should not be your third most important player on your team. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or fourth most important player on your team. But that's where you are. So, yeah, there's several reasons. He's not wrong in saying that it's injury, but don't put it on yourself. You got hurt. That's fine. If it's KD, to me, is the last person to blame in this situation as far as doing something that was actually his fault.
He's actually been a saint.
Yeah, without Kevin Durant,
throughout the whole situation.
It's a lottery team. So
let me ask you this. Is it one of those things where KD's got 2 rings? So he's kind of like, if he didn't have a ring, would it have been a completely different situation with him coming out and saying something about Kyrie or...
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like
for sure. He's not hungry like that. Because there's no pressure. He's got 2 rings. Kyrie's got 1. Let's not forget about that. Those guys moved a little bit differently. Maybe that's why James is like, yo, I got to get the fuck up out of here because these guys, they'll never be mentioned as non-ring guys. So I can't be like that. I got to go somewhere else. Yeah, of course it makes a difference, man. Look, there's no pressure left on KD. KD has been playing pressureless since he left Golden State. He doesn't give a fuck. He's fine, man. Like, I think he cares about winning. He wants this thing to work out. He's not showing up for nothing. But I don't think he's over there like, oh my God, I can't believe. Like, he's got 2 rings. He's got an MVP. His legacy is signed, sealed, and delivered as one of the greatest players to ever play this sport, you know, at the absolute top of his sport. So it is what it is, man. And Kyrie is out here, whatever. I love hooping, but I don't like all the things that come with it. I like hooping, don't like responsibility. So that's why I can't. And look, let's talk about the real elephant in the room, and not even the elephant in the room. I don't know how he has escaped this much criticism. Maybe because it's a circus over there. But that guy can't coach.
I knew that's what you were going to say. I was actually going to bring that up.
He can't coach. He can't coach. What are we talking about here, man? Like, Steve Nash has been. No one says anything about that. Like, I'm sorry, this team should be better. They cannot defend anybody. They give up. Every time I watch the Brooklyn Nets, they're giving up 130 points with no adjustments, no nothing. So, like, when are we going to talk about the fact that they have a head coach that doesn't know what he's doing?
I also think
like, no one talks about Nash. It's almost like they feel bad for him that he's had to deal with all this. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, we're not really going to talk about him, but he can't coach. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing out there.
I think too that my guy, I love this dude too. I think Goran Dragic is getting a few too many important minutes from
he's too important to them.
But like I saw him getting minutes over Bruce Brown the other night when Bruce Brown was cooking. And that was like a big mistake from Nash, I thought. It was just like a rotation thing where
He played 21 minutes that night.
He had no business being in the game. Bruce Brown was cooking. Dragic had been playing terrible that whole night. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, no one hasn't said anything about Steve Nash.
Dragic just averaged 26 minutes a game. That is a lot of minutes for a guy who was not playing for most of this year.
Goran Dragic has no business playing 27 minutes a night.
That's crazy.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Right? So that's a whole nother discussion. But yeah, Nash hasn't caught any flack.
None.
And it's just been more about dealing with the circus, I guess.
Get this team to stop somebody. And again, I get they're looming, man. No, if I had my choice, I don't want to play Kevin Durant in a 7-game series or in Kyrie. I get it. But this team is not some boogeyman. They're not some sleeping giant.
Yeah.
They are very beatable. And they've shown that all year long. So,
absolutely.
Tune in. Obviously, the playoffs are going to be great. The East is still a race to the top. See what's going on with that. But, yeah, man, I Milwaukee versus Phoenix, I've been saying this for I couldn't tell you how many months.
Yep, I agree. Hey, and we're about to get out of here, but one thing to keep your eye on. It looks like Philly's going to end up playing Toronto in the first round.
Right.
You need to be vaccinated to play ball in Canada.
Yes,
so keep your eye out for that because I think there's still some question marks on if everyone's vaccinated across the league and who is and who isn't. But you're going to find out.
They said Philly was 100%.
Okay.
It's Boston you got to worry about, like Jaylen Brown. No one knows Jaylen Brown's status.
Okay. Well, whoever plays Toronto, keep that in mind because if you're not vaxxed, you're not playing in Toronto. And you're going to have to win a game or two up there to advance. So
Toronto is 6th in the East.
Keep that in mind.
Toronto is sick. Real quick, man. Your boy Nick Nurse, we give him love every week. Toronto is 6th in the East. I've been saying all year.
I knew Nick was real when he wore that NN hat.
The NN hat. He had his whole logo.
He had the logo. I said, "Oh shit."
Hey, yeah, be vaccinated when you go up there, and be ready to fucking play when you go up there too. Don't take them boys lightly either. You will get embarrassed.
Yep, we'll leave it there. For Big Nick the Quick, I'm your host Sean Little. Make sure you subscribe everywhere: iTunes, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, everywhere. Tell the homies, pass the links, man. We're having fun over here every week. No Catch Up Sports Talk via Chicago. Let's get it.